विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for our uh, session on this topic of five ways of perceiving reality. So here we are trying to understand how. Uh, so the first point, what I wanted to say is that Vedic culture we had different achievements. So these different achievements, we see how they could know about pi, how could they know speed of light or Ayurveda, yoga, music, and so many astrology and all. How did they do without any modern equipments? No complex labs and accurate equipment, but the results are very impressive. So how is this possible? That means there must be another way of gaining knowledge. So that was our point first, that there is another way of gaining knowledge or perceiving reality. So that was the first point. Then Vedic time, the because the culture of perception is completely different, because yoga teaching to perceive differently, because what happens is our way of perceiving reality is, it's a fragment of reality, it's not complete reality. We try to understand that there are different ways of interacting with reality. So, and here the five ways of perceiving reality, but we are only discussing three now. The first way is the pratyaksha we discussed, where the senses, eyes, nose, or with the senses, karmendriyas, especially jnanendriyas, we acquire certain knowledge. And then based on this, we come to some understanding, but it's the primitive and most lowest way of perceiving reality. It's animal way of animals also perceive reality in that way only. They just seeing is believing. That's all. They cannot go beyond that. So this is the very basic understanding. And then the next level, what we saw is where we can comprehend with our mind. So there are many things which we are able to comprehend through the help of mind, ability to understand. We are hearing, we are understanding. That means what we are using, it's not just seeing, but we are also using our mind, that is buddhi, which is not there in animals. Cannot, they can comprehend, but very basic. They cannot comprehend more. They can comprehend that this person don't like me, this person hate me, that much they can understand, but not more than that. They are very little. But if we cannot explain a scenario for them and try to, they cannot do it, but we have that ability to comprehend. Then uh, then there is aparoksha. That means I see something directly is, we are seeing the reality directly, because it is not the mind, it is not the senses, it is the atma, the particle of consciousness that is actually perceived. The perception is done by the atma. So this we have discussed, that there is something atma which perceives, not the mind. Now when the eyes are seeing, it is atma only, smelling and all, or even the pleasure and pain, it is directly going to atma only. The perception is by atma. Then this we have discussed. So body is there, and which has organs, which karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, and there's mind, it's also tool of knowledge. But both are tools only, both are tools, but the experiencer is atma. It's clear. I have two tools. I have the senses one tool, I have mind as another tool. And with the help of both the tools, the soul is experiencing knowledge, whatever is happening. That means here, whatever enjoyment or pleasure is directly to the Atma only. Now, Atma, it is now what the reality that we are getting to the Atma is based on what is the state of mind and what is the state of body. As such, uh, Atma can directly perceive, but now it is not directly perceiving. It is going through these two tools, mind and body. Now, mind and body, they are limited. Senses are limited, that's where knowledge is limited. Mind is also, with the help of senses, mind gets certain knowledge, and that is also limited. That means I don't see reality, but what is reflected in the retina of my eyes, that is only what I can see. Whatever eyes show, that much only. But eyes show very limited thing, right? It cannot see very, very far. It cannot see what is behind this wall. They cannot see so many things. That means I have very limited perception because my senses are very limited. And then, okay, whatever is reflected, it reflects on the mind, and mind makes certain adjustments and it processes the information. Now, what happens is now here with the mind is also having a problem. Why mind is also we cannot solve the much we cannot do with the senses because they are having that much. But there is some problem with the mind. We have to work on this. So Atma, it perceives reality. The mind, there are feelings are imperfect and mind is not neutral. These are two things. They are imperfect and non-neutral. Now Vedas say the third way of perceiving reality through the soul is called apratyaksha. Now directly soul can also perceive, and all the achievements which we have discussed in the beginning, the pi and the speed of light and all, it is because of directly Atma perceiving. That means something greater reality is there which is not allowed, which we are not able to perceive because of these two things. Now we have to bypass this mechanism. There is an objective of perceiving reality. Now, that means bypassing this mechanism is yoga is trying to teach how to bypass the system that we gain knowledge not with the senses and mind but directly with the soul. This is called apratyaksha. Clear? We directly perceive reality but not with the mind and senses. And now we may say how can we say that we are that the soul is the perceiving? Why not body and mind? So we may ask question, Array, I am seeing, my eyes are experiencing, and I'm feeling, the body is feeling. I can argue. Then we can see this artificial intelligence which scientists are creating. They are making a mechanical model. But one thing they understand that this artificial intelligence, they don't have feeling. It can like eyes they can see. Similarly, you can make a with the help of this missions and all, we can have some. They also detect. No, they also can identify who is this, whether it is an apple or a dog or a cat. Even computers can do, and they also can comprehend, like mind is comprehending. So we give some process, we say okay, find out this thing in the laptop, immediately laptop finds out. So it is also comprehending. And when we say something now artificial intelligence, they can analyze and give immediately. Yes, I write a letter to my girlfriend, and they're writing now, and they're using AI to write all these things. Now, how they are doing? Artificial. But what is not there in artificial intelligence is they don't have they cannot perceive, they don't have this feelings. That is the problem with this artificial intelligence. They cannot experience, because experience is no experience for them. But because experience is where? Experience is at the level of soul only. That means, so your understanding. So it is not the body, it's not the mind, it is the soul only experiences. So with the help of this artificial intelligence, we can come to this conclusion. Because artificial intelligence, you can create some things what body can do. With artificial intelligence, we can do what mind can also do. Mind in the sense they can store and comprehend, but they don't experience. That is the main difference because the soul is not there. That means soul is the real experience. Now, why we are not able to see the reality? The main problem is soul is only seeing what is mind showing them. It is watching the mind. That means it is seeing the screen of mind. So it is seeing the screen of mind. That's all. And now what happens is because mind is distorted, the whole screen what we are seeing is distorted knowledge only. Like we discussed, like it's a, if somebody is watching a movie, is completely absorbed in the movie. He cannot see anything else besides him what is happening. He's completely focused. And he identifies with the character that is happening in the movie and identifies with the situations and all. And he becomes affected by it. Similarly, here in life, we are also watching a great movie, but we are seeing the not the complete reality because you are only seeing the screen. That's why it's a cut of reality, and it is reflected very in a primitive way. Now, mind expands and understand it's expanding, but what is happening is this the situation is not allowing us. Like say we discussed how like the movie it goes for 2 hours. After 2 hours, when the light is on, then we understand what is happening around. Now, similarly, the soul is also watching what is happening in the mind, but this movie we are identifying it goes 24/7, and what happens is this is by some it is set by a bad director, this movie, and we are hostages of this movie, and we cannot come out of it. We are just caught up in this movie, and we are observing. Like this is by 24/7. So 24/7, this movie is going on. We are caught up. We are just seeing the mind. We are seeing the mind. We are seeing the mind, and we are caught into it. We cannot come, and we are so much identifying. Now we don't see the screen. So when we can see the screen, when the lights are on. So perceiving consciousness is the ability to perceive and ability to identify with it. So this is the main problem. So the main problem is we have an ability to perceive, and this ability to perceive is also having ability to identify with it. Like say I see something, immediately I start identifying with what I am seeing. That is the problem. Say now we are watching a movie, immediately we start identifying with the characters of the movie. If seriously they are sitting, then they'll say, "Oh, this person, he is a good person. No, I should side him. He should be victorious." There's a fight going on, hero and villain. Then we identify with the hero and we want hero to win. Because we can perceive, we also have an ability to identify with what we perceive. That is a problem. And I can cry, laugh, tremble, angry, and then movie ends. Similarly, what is happening around, which mind is showing, we start identifying with what mind is showing to me. The mind is showing certain things to me in this world. Immediately, I start identifying. Yes, yes, yes. I am such a nice person. I am good person. I am intelligent. I am strong. Mind is showing all these things. The ego is showing, and so is soul is saying, yes, yes, you are right. You are very intelligent. You are very smart, and whatever you are doing is right. Because we are perceiving, we are identifying. You are understanding. and then movie ends. Now we identify ourselves with all the things which we are not. We have made ourselves dependent on all these things because we started perceiving. Like now, there is pain in the movie, then the person is also experiencing pain because he's identifying with that. Similarly, what is happening in life, what mind shows, what the senses are giving, even though it is not complete reality, even though it is not reality, what mind is showing, it's a distorted way. We'll come to that point. We start identifying and experience it and feel. The Atma is watching a movie on the screen of mind 24 hours a day, and it's we are hostages of it. Now, Atma is free and can directly see reality. Much more exciting. This is, we'll come to this point again. Now, this is like a no poor Atma. We are all, but there is a prison. One level of prison, and then this is a prison of mind, and there is another prison which is prison of the body. So we are caught up in this prison, and then we are communicating with each other through this prison only. Now, clean the mind means chitta, the cleaning of mind. Now, what is the main thing that should be done? So in the theater, the when you want to make somebody come out of it, then what should be done? Light should be on. We'll come to that point again. So either particle is free, particle of spirit. I am repeating. We can understand. I can see reality directly. That is much more exciting. And yogis hundreds of years ago learned to do this by performing severe austerities. What they learned? To see reality directly, not with the help of mind and senses. Now, even the side effects of yoga are very impressive. What is side effect? You get good health and other things. And people are interested in side effect. They are not understanding the real purpose of yoga is to see reality directly. So, what does yoga do? It should correct or adjust the entire system and make the mind pure, clean, and objective. This is the main thing that yoga should do. The correct body and above all, mind. Even the body is corrected. That means it is made healthy. The body becomes healthy. You are able to sit straight and you are able to sit for a long time. All the points, all the pains in the joints here, there, and all this indigestion, everything is gone just by yoga. That means it is correcting the body and also correcting the mind. And now the central place for the application of yoga is mind, the most important part where we are working with mind. And now we are the prison of our body. That is clear. We can see that happens out. We cannot actually, we can't see what happens outside the body because we are in the prison. We are just caught up there. And now we communicate with each other in the world through these small windows in the prison. That's actually what is happening to all of us. We are eternity, knowledge, and bliss. And now we are hostages of this body. And what is this body? Which is doomed to death. It is full of suffering and ignorance of all kind. That is what we are in, the body and mind. Now, having identified with defective system, that means this is a defective system I have identified, the soul is identifying. With this distorted system, we deprive ourselves a lot. The main thing we are deprived is we forget ourselves, but we start identifying with the mind. Clear? Now comes the main thing. Now what happens is this of our mind through the body and feeling. Now yoga is very simple. It's so harsh also. Yoga is trying to show us the screen on which it takes place. That means what? When we are in a, if a person is in the theater, of course devotees don't go theater, but what happens is if the lights are on, What happens then? We can see the screen, not the movie. Now, if the lights are off, we only see the movie. When lights are on, then we see the screen, and then projector is off. So two things are happening. The projector is off and the lights are on. So we don't see. So now in order the lights are on and projector is off. Now what happens? We don't see the movie anymore. We only see the screen. Oh, this is all illusion. Yoga is doing the first thing. This is the first step of yoga. It is trying to remove us from that illusion. It is showing what you are seeing is not what you are. That is the first thing yoga does. Now, when the lights get out, we come out of the captivity illusion. We can see reality. The reality is much richer than the pale fragment of this reality that appear on the screen. Clear? Now, what appears on the screen is attractive to some extent, but in the end, many people change reality for this illusion. Like people are addicted to internet or with the computers and all. They want to remain in an illusory world only. Whole day they are sitting and trying to browse something and trying to watch some videos and all. They know it is not real, but they are preferring to be in illusion. Nowadays it has become so much. They are all so much addictions to the screen, and hundreds of hours are spent on the screen. No, we are also spending on the screen, but we are using for a different purpose. But screen addiction is there. Now, this screen addiction, this is a big problem. Now, many people are facing this problem with the screen. That means what? Already it's an illusion, and people prefer illusion. That is the problem. People, they prefer illusions. And the example is how people are addicted to the screens now. And to now, this is still what we discussed yesterday. We'll continue from here. So now we have to perceive the reality directly. So that is what is our task. Now, what is most important thing is we should know, especially for us, what we should know that uh, that reality is much more beautiful. First thing, this is very important to know. We should know that reality is much more beautiful. Okay, yes, Mataji, you can. You have any questions? Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji.
Pranav.
Prabhuji, thank you for this beautiful session. Actually, I was missing it. Somehow Krishna gave me some time this week, Prabhuji. As usual, very, very interesting explanations, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are explaining that soul is watching through the screen of mind, no, Prabhuji, everything here.
Yeah,
So in that case, in the beginning stage of sadhaka life, like me, I mean, I'm just now doing everything, Prabhuji. So still, I am perceiving my mind's influence is there, no, Prabhuji. Sometimes we are asked to act consciously, take conscious decision. Then how is it possible for me to do that, Prabhuji, when I'm not fully capable enough of seeing beyond the mind, Prabhuji? How to take that conscious decision? Sometimes we devotees advise, no, Prabhuji, we should act consciously. So how to do that, Prabhuji, when I am under influence of this mind alone now?
yeah. That is the reason Lord is that is where the buddhi factor comes. We are given buddhi, which is of course it is distorted, it is damaged. What happens is there is some part which we take help of the scriptures and acharyas and gurus, and they will help because their buddhi is correct. They are able to see the reality. With their help, we are able to do right things.
Yes, Prabhuji, everything I read, everything theoretically I can get from everyone, Prabhuji. But uh, practically, I could visibly see I am influenced by all these things, Prabhuji. Like my intelligence is telling this not right, but I'm stuck between the reality, what I am facing now, and what my intelligence is suggesting, Prabhuji. So this
Yeah.
stage, yeah, this
Now,
stage, how to, yes, Prabhuji.
now what happens is, Mataji, the chitta is damaged. That is the next topic. That's why
Hmm.
when we chant Cheto Darpan Marjanam, why it is told
Hmm.
99% of our progress is in chanting,
Hmm.
because that is directly cleaning the chitta. Chitta
Hmm.
Vritti Nirodha is what is Patanjali calls in Yoga Sutras. We are
Hmm.
cleaning our chitta, and the process that is recommended in this age of Kali is Hare Namaiva Kevalam. We chant
Hmm.
the holy name because
Hmm.
that will help us to clean the chitta. Chitta is what that is the next topic that is coming. I'll explain in detail
Hmm.
what is getting
Hmm.
cleaned and what should be cleaned,
Hmm.
and what are the processes.
Hmm. So
Then we will be able
until
to take proper decisions.
yeah, so unless that is happening, still I'll be struggling only, no, Prabhuji. Though theoretically I know the truth,
Yeah,
everything,
we'll
but
struggle.
unless that is happening to me practically, everything is in. I mean, this stage is very difficult because theoretically we are knowing Prabhuji. Practically, I'm seeing something. Theoretically, I'm hearing something. I thought as soon as I hear theoretically, I thought, okay, let me implement, but I'm not able to implement Prabhuji. That's why I'm bewildered. Why
It
is
is
it I'm
not
not able
possible
to
to
do?
implement. Anarthanavritti stage is very big. We cannot implement
Hmm.
immediately. We
Hmm.
have to now, at least we know this should not be done. Now, what will happen is, now I'll tell what are the two things that are creating the problem. We'll work on it.
Hmm.
I'll just come to that point. Your question
Okay,
will be
okay,
answered
okay, okay. Thank
to
you,
some
Prabhuji. Hare
extent.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Right. Now, here what happens is, the reality is much more. Yeah, what we should have faith, what we should very clearly understand is beyond what I am seeing the screen. My mind, I am identifying, oh, I am so and so. I am, this house is mine, this family is mine, this is mine, and all these people are appreciating me. They are my subjects, and all these things. So certain illusion we have. Now, what happens is, we should know that no, this is some sort of not complete information. It's in a fragment of reality, but reality is much more beautiful. It is free from suffering, free from all problems, free from the fear of death and death itself. So if we have faith on this thing, now we start working to see. We want to come out of that illusion. Many people, they don't have this faith. They want to remain in illusion, and they want to make further illusion. So they are happy with their in front of their laptop and mobile and TV only. So they don't want to go beyond it. That is another problem. And then now we see, as long as we identify with the mission, that means the body and mind, will always be tormented and haunted by this fear. Now, but that is the reason we know why we need yoga, especially for us it is bhakti yoga, because yoga is a widespread phenomena. They solve all the methods of yoga are meant to solve this problem only. They all solve the same problem. That is chitta vritti nirodha, which Patanjali calls. It is, he defines yoga as chitta vritti. Nirodha means annihilation, and chitta vritti. This is the most important thing that I want to discuss today. Whatever little time we have. A wave on the surface of mind. Please understand. Chitta means a wave on the surface of mind. That is excitement that arises in the mind. So how to, we have to do this? And no, chitta vritti, this is what is the main task for all of us. The main problem, according to Patanjali, is we see world through mind, and the instrument is defective. That is clear for all of us, because there is excitement on it all the time. So mind is always excited. What we have to do now? We have to calm the mind. We have to remove the excitement. Like if mind is agitated by some grief, now what are the agitations in mind? There are many things. But if, say, if there is some grief or longing or insult, or somebody offended us, then I perceive the whole world in a distorted way. Then I see, oh, this world, it's not very good. It's a people are so much troubling me, or they are trying to harm me, or so many other things. We try to we see the world in that way. So here I see the world through the prism of my own depression. I am depressed, but the world is also I see like that only. Now, if I am happy, then I have a different picture. The colors are different of the world. I paint it in a different way. Now, but the main thing is in both cases, we don't see the reality. That is the main thing. No, false reality. When I'm unhappy, I'm seeing one way. When I am, but both are wrong only. We are not seeing the reality. But there is a treasure at the depth of our mind or consciousness, which is not accessible to all of us because mind is distorted. It is having certain impressions. Now, mind is compared to an ocean. We have heard it as a lake or ocean, but Krishna also says. And inside there are pearls and other treasures, like in the depth there is oil and gas and so many other things. But the waves on the surface prevent us from these treasures from reaching. We are not able to reach to the depth of all these things because of one thing. Because what? There are waves on the surface. That means mind is always disturbed. The chitta vritti is there. The waves are there. So many other things are distracting. We are not able to access something very deep. On the surface, there is algae, there is jellyfish, and people may take this and know they are happy. There will be some, some sorts of weeds they eat. They are taking on the surface only. They are not going deep. So similarly, whatever happening now, oh, this person did this to me, this person did to me, and I am just obsessed with what is happening everywhere. We are not going in a depth of our mind. Mind is thinking, oh, what happened to me? This person insulted me, and now the current is gone. Now what will I do? How can I cook? Something, some silly things will so much caught. We are catching our mind that we are not able to go more deeper, and we perceive something from this very surface, which is constantly rippling, which is constantly indignant, and as a result of our interaction with the outside world. This is how we are caught up here. We are not able to go beyond it. And many, like, that's why we should avoid news every day. Nowadays there is 100 news in one, fatafat 100. I know, fatafat your mind is disturbed. Whatever you make, all this dance, all this music, all these movies, why they are so fast? They are agitating the mind. It is so dangerous. And that excitement people think as happiness, but that excitement is damaging the from us to get the reality. We are just continue to be in an illusion. The children are watching cartoon. What we think, what is this? They are just watching some cartoon. They are in illusion. And the parents, they watch TV, they watch movie. They are also in the same amount of illusion, but they think this is illusion. Both are in an illusion only. And not only that, what is happening around in the day for us, we are also caught up, affected by so much. We are also in an illusion in that way. Which when a yogi sees us, we are very seriously working for our job, career, family. Yogi says this is such a great illusion. He does not, he's just affected by all this. So fundamental concept explaining the philosophy yoga, the surface of mind has two-fold nature. What are the two things that are affecting? That is two main reasons why the mind fails to prevent me from seeing the reality. There are two main reasons. First is because of the signals that come from outside. At the beginning of yoga, this is the problem. For beginners, especially for all of us, this is the first problem. So this is our first problem. That is, we get so much from outside, we open mobile, so many messages are coming, so many information is coming, so many calls are coming, so many people are telling, and so many things are there which are creating so much disturbance that to focus on Krishna. Like we all know that we have to focus on Krishna because Krishna is insistently manmanabham bhakto. Satyam param dhimahi. Meditate on the truth. But all these distractions is because we are so much interacting with the nature, with the environment around. we have to avoid as much as possible. Why devotees they are told not to watch movies? Because of this reason. You are agitating the mind, which should be made calm. Why devotees are told not to so much surf on internet? Because that is the main reason. Their mind is going to get distracted. They are not able. They cannot see reality. They remain in an illusionary state. They say why it is wrong, why it is wrong, why devotee should not do this. Yeah, because the purpose is different. Now you don't need these things. That is the reason. But it is not a big problem because for a serious yogis, it's not a big problem. The first problem because they go to Himalayas where there is no internet. Of course, now it is internet, but some places where there is no internet, they go. But yoga must solve the main problem. The main problem is excitement. Now, but this is not the external, but it's the internal causes, which is the main problem, which is making us do all the things which we are doing now. The internal, it is memory. What it is, it's a very complicated reason why we are doing what we are doing. Like memory does not mean what happened yesterday or 10 years back. It is from the past lives. It's not yesterday or 10 years. It is from the past life, and which is called karma. This is the main cause. Karma determines the shape of our mind. Karma is defining how we are going to look. The way I am looking is actually my mind only. This is the shape of my mind. If a dog you are seeing, why dog? That shape is actually shape of mind. That determines. And now who determines the shape of mind? The karma determines. Karma is what? The impressions or memories which we have. That's all. Any person you are seeing, any object you are seeing, somebody is very beautiful, somebody is ugly, somebody is this. You should know it's the shape of mind. Like that. And now, two different people, for example, they are finding themselves in the same situation, but they react completely different way. Why they are reacting differently? Say, even if the situation is very complicated, very emotionally charged, and someone will remain absolutely calm and finds perfect way out of this situation. Very tense situation also he can come out of it. But other person, they does, someone does not need anything to start worrying. They just worry. There need not be any reason or anything for concern, but they're already worried about it just in case. They're worried about it because mind is restless. So, so it's the same scenario or in a different scenario. Why they are behaving differently? Why they are reacting? Because their mind is different. Situation is same, that means their way of perceiving reality is changing. Now, this is what is explained, and the mind is already outraged and excited, and but all these five forms of mind. Of course, there are five forms of mind which we have discussed. There is one more session we took previously, if you remember, five forms of mind. If somebody attended, they might have remembered at least the topic there. Passion, ignorance, passion and goodness. So there are five forms of mind. We'll not go into it because we have discussed it in, I think, 1, 2 classes we took on five forms of mind. There is probably, and one can always, one can only understand that we have a mind. It belongs to a not very high category. Depending on the influence of like gunas, the subtle gunas of nature, it acts in a particular way, and mind takes unfavorable forms. So mind takes unfavorable forms. And when mind takes unfavorable forms, I myself feel discomfort. And that is soul. Soul is observing everything that is happening in the mind. Due to the fact that mind is distorted, I suffer. So why we act in a particular way is two reasons. One is because of uh, the activities. So now we have two questions in the chat box. Conscious way to act means which ever increases our devotion, we accept and also we have to dovetail. Yes, Mataji. Conscious ways, whatever is helping our devotion, we should try. But that also sometimes becomes difficult. We know it is right, but we cannot do because that I'll come to explain. That I'm going to explain why we are not able to act. I am going to explain it further. Will the way of perception different grossly also? Yes, it is grossly only differing. Everybody is perceiving there. It's grossly only differ. Like now, if I see the same situations, I behave in a different way, completely different way. If a children are watching cricket, or elders are watching, or girls are watching, for them, some people, if it does not matter only. For some people, it matters. If India is losing, it matters for somebody. Somebody does not matter. So it's why it is mattering. India is winning or losing because I'm identifying. So it is grossly. So my mind is already set that I am an Indian and India should win. So because I have identified like that, so I want it like that only. But if somebody is not identified with India, then for him it's not a problem only. So grossly it is different. Yeah. We will come to that. I am going to discuss how it is working and how further it will come. Why it is. Uh, yes, Mataji, you had some question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are explaining about screen times, Prabhuji, how we should avoid that it will affect our mind. But in reality, when we are all not at Himalayas, Prabhuji, we are all Gragasthas, we are all working with people around. We are dealing with illusion only, no, Prabhuji. So those impressions will affect us for sure, no, Prabhuji. So, for example, we're studying in school, college, we are working in office. So many things we are doing, no, Prabhuji. So maybe screen reality we can prevent, Prabhuji, but day-to-day reality of, reality of so-called reality or illusory reality we have to face only, no, Prabhuji. So the impression collected from that one will be there. We cannot avoid that, no, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What happens is what we are doing because it is what we are doing is much more powerful method than even going to Himalayas also. Because we
Mm,
are working directly with ego. Bhakti yoga is why it is powerful, and
mm,
anybody can do at home also. They can do at workplaces everywhere. They can do. Just a minute, mother. Just a minute.
mm.
So what happens is Bhakti Yoga is much more powerful. We'll come to that. Why Bhakti Yoga
Mm,
is powerful? Because we are directly working with identity only, which is
mm,
much effective way than compared to even going to
mm,
Himalayas. Even though it is powerful, Bhakti Yoga is
mm,
much more powerful. We'll come to that point because what happens is identity is because of ego only. Now identifying only
mm,
differently. If
mm,
Krishna want that this person should chastise me, I'm okay with it. If Krishna want that
mm,
this person should appreciate me, I'm okay with that. Because Krishna wanted, because I have identified differently. So the situation don't affect because I am interested in Krishna. Like now, there are nobody coming for my class. Okay, Krishna don't want, no, let it be. Even one person come, I'll take. Or some 100 people
mm,
came. Okay, if Krishna want like that, let it be. I am not affected by how many people are coming to the class because I am interested in Krishna.
mm,
So
mm.
what happens in
Prabhuji,
every scenario, if you see that connection, identification with Krishna and my Guru, I have to do service for Guru. Now, if Guru wants this, I will do it like that.
very beautiful. Prabhuji, in this case, just now we all are engaged in a Janmashtami services, Prabhuji. All of us did so much of services. And there may be many things, many faults in us, Prabhuji, like interaction with so many people and many things. So everything should we take as Krishna has given, or should we take some steps to change that also, Prabhuji? Sometimes this
So for
understanding
you,
doesn't
it
get.
is Krishna only give Mataji. For you personally, it is Krishna is arranging. Now, if you are
Okay,
a
Prabhuji.
manager, say you are having you are given a responsibility of your department of distributing books. Now
Okay,
you should
Prabhuji.
use all your intelligence and you should train the people under you to do nice book distribution.
Okay, Prabhuji.
And if it is not your area, if kitchen is there or some DT area is there and some other area is there and that is not happening nicely, it is not your responsibility, then you think maybe Krishna want it like that, forget about it. If it is under you say, then if this place, if you keep the table, more people will get access and may two
Yeah,
things
yeah.
will
That's
happen.
those things only, Prabhuji. Those decisions when we take, sometimes we have difference of opinion among devotees, no, Prabhuji.
Then you
So in that
accept it, you
case,
cooperate because if okay, Krishna will be pleased if you cooperate. Guru will be pleased, you
oh,
cooperate because it's ultimately you want to please Krishna. See, you may do something,
oh,
but you are displeasing, then Krishna will not be happy. So we should be,
mm,
instead of going for the score, you go for the pleasure of Krishna. That will win for you
mm.
more things.
Oh, so we should not be sometimes, Vijay, I'm carried away by doing things rightly. In that case, I sometimes have a difference of opinion with devotees, Prabhuji. So for that only I asked. And this is a
Yeah, yeah.
wonderful answer, Prabhuji. If that comes, then I should give priority to this is what has happened, so I should cooperate. Only that I should give priority, not about whether it is perfect, whether I have done correctly, whether they have done correctly. All those things we shouldn't see, Prabhuji. But we
We
should
have
only
to please
cooperate.
Krishna and Guru and Vaishnavas.
Oh.
Relationship are important for us, not the result.
Result. Okay.
Relationships are important.
Okay.
Spiritual world is
Understood.
relationships, not result.
Oh.
Result Krishna want, he can make 1,000 book distribution. You want 100, Krishna want 1,000, 1,000 will happen. So one
Mm.
person will come, you may have kept in a not in a proper place. One person will come and say, okay, I want 500 Bhagavad Gita's, finish. So you can
Mm.
get the score, but to please devotees and Krishna is more important. So what we do
Very,
is for
very nice.
pleasing devotees and Krishna.
Okay,
That
okay.
if it does not happen,
Very
let it
nice.
be. No?
Rosie?
If it does not happen, let it be. If Krishna wanted it, it will be. I try to please
Ah,
him, I try to please Vaishnavas.
mm. So this is a very important lesson to learn when we take seva, Prabhuji. Sometimes we get carried away by the seva so much that I missed out this point. Why people are doing like this? Why devotees are behaving like that? Like that, I keep on asking myself, why? So now this answer is quite
They are
convincing,
not
Prabhuji.
behaving like that. Krishna want them to behave like that to you so that you
Oh,
improve.
Hare Krishna.
They are only instrument in the hands of Krishna to teach us to live, and to come out of our illusion. That's all. You
Thank
treat
you.
them as an instrument of Krishna, and Krishna is sending them, and they'll come and chastise you, they'll find fault in you, they'll criticize you, they'll
Yes,
do everything
yes,
because
yes,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
want that to me because I have to come out of my illusion.
Very, very beautiful, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Now these are unfavorable forms. That is actually what. Have any questions? How to break this inertia? This is a question. Yeah, we will break the inertia with the help of association of devotees. When we be in the association of devotees, they will break the inertia. We may not, we may not want to come out of the inertia. Like now, I keep the class. I don't want to take class, but if I put a poster, no class is there, and many people are joining, then I'm forced to take class. That is how it happens many times. Saturday, Sundays, I think, okay, let me take a break. Then I wantedly put a poster, okay, class is there. And I didn't even prepare also. I prepare in the morning because I am not, I don't want, okay, I want to take a break. What I do, I put a poster. Then there is no option for me. In morning, wake up, okay, prepare something. Class is there. So many are listening. So what happens is inertia comes in the association of devotees. No, so many are there. No, I cannot waste their time. So then that will force me to prepare something like that. So in that way, it helps all of us. We have to be in the association of devotees and we are connected to somebody strongly, na, then for their sake we will do. If I don't come to class, Prabhuji will not be happy. So let me attend the class. So we should be having good connection with the speaker also. To please the speaker, we have to come sometimes like afternoon Balram Shakti Prabhu take class. Sometimes I don't want to, because I want to do some things, but I know Prabhuji will not be happy. So sometimes I try to join and as many times as possible, I try to join to please Prabhuji. So if you have connection, that will help us to come out of inertia. That's why without connection to Guru, na, there is no connection to Krishna only. That is not possible. You need somebody in this world who helps us to come out of our inertia. Slowly, slowly, that connection will help us, will push us. make us grow very fast, and we feel no we feel accountable to somebody, and that is how we can uh, very helpful for us to grow in our spiritual life. Otherwise it is not possible. We have to keep ourselves busy, committed, and pushed for certain things. We have to push ourselves. Otherwise, this world, especially for brahmacharis, there is no responsibility as such. Nobody will ask me why you are not doing, because there is no family, there is no children, no responsibility. Then it becomes much more difficult. I can be lazy. We have to push. Now, immediately, I have to complete my dressing for the deities, and I have to go for Janmashtami. We have to do Abhishekam and other things. And coming, I have to meet somebody. So you have to keep yourself busy to come out of that inertia. Otherwise, yesterday I was supposed to do some things, and I was lazy. I said, okay, forget about it. And nobody is there to ask me, if I don't do also. So it's inertia is there because mind does not want reality. It is happy in illusion. We are happy in front of the screen watching something. So like that. Okay, we'll come to our discussion. So here we are seeing five forms of mind, unfavorable presently forms which we are. And why do we suffer? Why mostly? Actually, the question is, what do we suffer? What do we suffer from? So we suffer from the injustice in the past. This is very important. Sorry, injuries, and it's not injustice, it is injuries of the past. What is injuries of the past means? We are betrayed, or somebody hurt us in the childhood, somebody elders, and this screen, because of the injuries, the screen of mind, no, it got damaged, especially in the childhood. What happens? Somebody shouted us in the childhood, but we don't know who shouted and what they shouted, but it caused an injury. That's why earlier childhood till the age of 6, it is very essential. At least at the age of 4, we should not shout only at the children. We should not become angry and chastise them, beat them. It is very dangerous for their future. What happens that fear remains, a trace remained behind. And what happens is we began to look at the world with this imprint. So, wrong imprint, and we look with that imprint. So we started looking world and everything that happens in the world, we see with that, we see through the prism of this mind. And there is a trauma and all these things, this phobias and all these things is because of phobia is different, but especially how we see some people like they belong to a category, they are very suspicious, especially people in the old age, they are very suspicious. Arey beta, don't do this, don't trust him, don't trust him. Why they are very suspicious in old age? Because they got lot of injuries in their mind. So many people here there they got cheated, and now they look through the prism of this mind. So this is in a prism, though they are looking with this prism of this type of mind. They are looking through this prism, and that's all. The prism is no, the prism is of suspicion. And this is what happens for especially in old age and all. That is how they went through. And then all our diseases are in mind. Yeah, this is also another thing. This is first. Second is all the diseases. As Now, even cancer, it is not somatic, it is psychosomatic only. But first, it is in the mind only. Because all the somatic problems that arise in our body as a result of problems in mind. And the problem arises in a subtle level. First, the health is spoiled in a subtle level. Even if some doctors they can clearly understand it, diabetes or hypertension, all these things they are actually first at the level of mind only. You go into so much tension, and it actually transforms into this diabetes and all these problems. And it is naturally transmitted to the body. Now, healing of mind or healing of mind with various subtle methods, especially heals all the problems. So we have to, what we are working is healing of mind. Clear. Now, if we have clean and pure and strong mind, then that is not split in different parts. A mind that is actually concentrated, it can solve. So, how the mind should be? Mind should be, it should be clean, pure, it should be strong. We'll discuss how all these things possible, and especially this we'll discuss. It should not be split. We'll discuss this first. Why it is not split, and then it is possible to concentrate. Then I'll be able to solve all the problems. Then health is good, everything is good. This is what yogis are doing. And we are which yogis? We are bhakti yogis. We are also doing the same thing. Now, now if we are giving a different definition yoga is a way to completely clean the mind and transform it. That means same chitta vritti nidha can be explained like that also. Now, if we are studying psychology, this is where Vedic psychology comes. Vedic psychology, it is explaining things in this particular way. No. So, Vedic psychology, it explains how we are split mind. Maybe we can have one separate discussion on this topic separately, but I'll just give one small thing how it is explaining that we act differently with different people. Mind does not really know who it is. That's why it is split mind. We don't know who we are. That means we we are different with different people. We play some kind of role all the time, different with different people. Play some kind of role. That we constantly are interacting with the world and with the people put us in some kind of mask. All these are problems in the mind only, like I am and many things also, like I am brother, I am sister, I am husband, I am boss, I am this, I am that, and so many all these things we play different roles, and that is also another problem. So this is a split mind. All the undesirable things that happens in the mind, the split mind becomes weak. Like weak is diffusion. We understand now, if light, it is diffusing. So it is diffusing light. Similarly, the mind is also diffusing. It goes in all directions. But if you focus all the light at one point, then what happens? It can burn also, right? Similarly, but here presently what is happening, it is diffused. So mind is diffused, it is not able to focus. And this is where one of the problem lies. And it pull what happens, a lot of things are going in mind, and all of this pulls the mind apart. One part of the mind pulls somewhere in one direction, another is pulling another direction, and it is not clean. Now according to, like, now many of these statistics we hear, there are so many problems with mind. Many of them have psychological problems. All the psychological problems, they say, the statistics, many people, they are taking the psychiatric medicines, or they're in depressions and all these things. This is mental illness, we call. So mental illness is because of diffused mind only. And it is happening to everyone. So yeah, uh, we will, and now due to wrong lifestyle and some kind of incorrect interactions with everything, lack of love, and then, and it is which is the strongest and most powerful reason, mind becomes very distorted. So we'll continue this topic maybe next week. It is not possible. We are celebrating Vyas Puja of Bhakti Vignan Maharaj in Bangalore, so I will not be available. Maybe after that week we'll continue. There are many things to discuss. I just started the session. It's only a problem point. We have to come to the solution. Any questions, comments till now? They will end otherwise.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this distorted mind is depression. Many people we see now in this Kali Yuga, every out of 5 people, 1 people they're telling that they're having depression, no, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So this distorted mind, Prabhuji, um, how as a devotees we can help Prabhuji? Because some devotees I see, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahaputra, everything is enough. So they sometimes wrongly advise those people to wean away from the drugs they are taking for the depression, Prabhuji. So sometimes their problem, though they chant, they don't find any solution immediately. So their problem is getting worsened also, Prabhuji, after coming here. So what should be the correct way of dealing with already depressed people coming to us, Prabhuji?
They have to take medicine. They have to continue taking medicine. And it's actually quite difficult. Even if they chant also, it is not easy for them to
Yes,
come out.
Prabhuji.
That
Yes,
is
Prabhuji.
true. And I have seen some brahmacharis in ashram, they had this problem. They have to go home
Mm.
and they have to continue medicine. They were chanting for many years. They didn't
Mm.
become depressed before. After staying in ashram for many years, they are depressed. That means they chanted, they stayed in temple, they attended Mangalarti, heard classes, they have no philosophy, they gave classes, they preached, but went into depression.
Why, Prabhuji? What is the reason for this,
Yeah,
Prabhuji?
because it's a past impressions. There is some things which is from the past that comes which cannot be rectified. It's
Oh.
what happens is, na, karma does not come immediately. There is, it
Mm.
goes different times. You get different things influence you.
Mm. Prabhuji, sometimes when we're reading Harinama Chintampani or reading the glories of holy name, we are made to feel that holy name can do any wonders. I mean, the sure also, but when we are hearing like that, but when we see practically that is not happening, that is also bewildering devotees, no, Prabhuji.
It is. It happens. Holy name
Mm.
works, and it definitely works. What
Mm.
happens is, the way the person has to do should be very seriously done. Then it will definitely work because it can clear chitta. Once you clear chitta, then everything is clean only. But we see
Mm.
devotees also getting cancer. So there is
Mm.
something Krishna is arranging some things for, of course, if for exalted devotees. But otherwise, also we should know that everything has its time, and mm, it is like Prabhupada went to West and he could change so many hippies into happy. So many people's life changed by chanting the holy name. It is not that it is not changing. But it takes time, and the way they are chanting and how much they are depending on the holy name. It is not just some mechanical chanting. They need to really focus and work on it. Then it will work. We are also chanting, but the Shuddhanam should be chanted. They should be very seriously focused and chanting. Then, if they are chanting at the level of mind, definitely it will have an impact. If they're just chanting with the lips and just from the mouth, it will not have that much effect. If they're chanting from the heart, definitely it has effect. Because Krishna is a person, and he is a person, he is reciprocating, he listens, and he is very serious about having a relation with us. And Krishna is serious. So if you want to develop relation, Krishna is working. Only thing
Prabhuji, you
is
are
they
telling
have
an
to chant
example
with
of
that.
brahmacharis who know everything, they go for depression. Then how could
That means they
they
didn't
would have
apply it
chanted?
properly. They didn't chant it properly.
That is the point. Very recently, Prabhuji, very unfortunately, Mataji known to me, she is already in depression taking tablets, Prabhuji. She's coming to our center and she's taking bhakti also, but unfortunately, she hanged herself, Prabhuji, for no reason. Only last 10 days before it happened. And from that time onwards, I was so agitated. Why is this happening?
He was a brahmachari. He became a grahastha. He has two
Mm,
children, and he stayed in Vrindavan. He also hanged himself.
uh, but whole family, no, Prabhuji, they're blaming ISKCON is the reason like that because they don't understand, no, Prabhuji. So they're blaming, we are the reason, Prabhuji.
No,
So
she don't understand philosophy, because according to philosophy, if you hang, you are committing more sin and you'll suffer more than what you are suffering. She-
mm. So when such cases, only when we hear, when we introspect what is happening, why Holy Name is not helping those people, why associate devotees is here, why is that very wonderful devotee, Prabhuji, she is very nice person, I don't find, but she's in a depression, she's taking tablets. Because of that,
We
maybe
will
she
never
will get.
understand depression problem, Mataji, because it's such a big
Mm,
thing. No matter whatever you
mm.
speak to them, no, they cannot come out of only. It's very
That we
difficult
can
for
see.
them. It is very, we cannot know, because no matter how much you tell, it is not
Mm.
possible for them to think in
Yes,
another way. They
Prabhuji.
can think like that only, unfortunately.
So
They
we
have to go
cannot
with
help
medicine.
them at all, Prabhuji.
No,
Medicine, okay,
medicine.
Prabhuji. Yeah, the medicine is okay, but our side, nothing can be done, Prabhuji. We
We
should
can
just
pray
wait.
for them.
Oh, so this is really, at least when our mind health is good itself, we should do all these things and leave, Prabhuji, because we don't even know whether next lifetime
Yeah.
how my mind will be, no, Prabhuji. So reading
In this
daily
life only we
medicine.
will not know.
Yeah, Prabhuji, maybe in another next 1 or 2 years, how I will be, I will not know. Very
Yeah.
true, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. There is suggestion like one thing we can do with this depressed person is you hear to them. You can spend some time and hearing for them. That may help them to come out a little bit, but more than that we cannot do. We just if they want to speak something, we can hear. Okay, thank you all very much.